Yeah, I don't want to go to jail for anything. I'm much too, like, weak.
And you're pretty. You are listening to the Stand Up Dads podcast.
This is hecka boring.
Yeah, it is.
Let's try again.
He's done.
He needs to get back into a classroom.
Yeah.
I think kids will self-govern, kind of Lord of the Flies way. It's like, hey, you don't act like that. Whereas, he'll listen to other kids if he respects them.
Oh my God, we would make fun of each other if that happened.
Yeah, it's like,
you would
is
throw
that?
a fit you back. Remember when you fell on the floor?
Yeah. It's like, hey,
that would stop it right away.
Pretty sure when a couple of kids say, hey, why do you have your hand down the back of your pants?
Yeah, oh my God, that's all it would take.
Why are you digging in your butt? And after he got laughed at for that, it would be done.
It would be done. It would not be done again. Yeah.
But I could tell him till I'm blue in the face. And like the other, it was like 2 days ago, I'm sitting at my desk.
Yeah.
And he wraps his arms around my neck, which is, just giving me a hug.
Yeah.
And it smelled like ass. I'm like, wash your hands.
Oh, no, dang it.
It was so gross.
Yeah.
So I'm amazed he does not have pink eye like every day. Anyway, you're listening to Stand Up Dads. This is Rob.
And Mike. That's where the peer pressure, we don't want bullies at school. But that type of stuff that would have gotten you harassed, it helps you learn what to do and not do in public. That's
peer pressure is a valuable tool. It's not always negative.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. But we're not talking about that today. Today we're talking about tantrums because, Kim was at Target the other day and she saw some kid outside of her dad's car, his dad's car, just screaming about, give me my money. I want to get it. So apparently the dad was saying you can't have something and the kid just wasn't having it. And the kid was like 12.
Wow.
And just having a complete meltdown in front of everybody at a parking lot. And, she was telling me about it. We both had the same thought of, well, if we're not careful, we're going to be dealing with that same kid.
Wow. 12.
I know. It's kind of embarrassing.
I don't know how you could get to 12 without not just parents stopping you, but like the peer thing.
Well, it's different now because, when you and I were growing up, I still don't think it's okay to hit kids, but boy, it went a long way to keep me from acting up, knowing that, if I keep going like this, I'm going to get my ass beat.
Yeah. I don't want, Olivia to fear me like that, but there's no way I wouldn't throw a tantrum now in front of my dad.
Yeah. That'd be pretty sad, a 50-year-old guy throwing a tantrum, but
yeah. Or my mom. Yeah. All it would take with my mom. I know. I can't think of specific times, but I know all it would take is the eyes.
Yeah.
The look of you wait till we get outside. Okay, I'll stop. Yep. It's cool. I don't need it. Oh no. We'll talk about this.
Yeah. Just
in the car.
Kids are not raised the way we were. And before we go into the tantrum thing, I saw my cousin's wife posted a thing about their kid. And it was hilarious to me because, they're about our age. And the kid, I think he's like 21 now.
Yeah.
So I'll just read it because it just cracked me up because it's such there's such a disconnect here. But our son is in Las Vegas with friends for one of their friends' funerals, which sucks. They rented a car. Yeah. They rented a car from a person, not an agency. It was a small 4-door 2010 car. He told me earlier that he might complain to the guy because he wasn't happy with the car. She asked him why. He said, and this is a quote, "It's such a pain. There's no unlock button for all the doors. I have to go around to each door and stick the key in to unlock it. And all the windows are hand crank." She was laughing hysterically and told him that's how she grew up and that's how cars used to be. And he said, well, my generation has never had to deal with that before, which I'm like, holy crap, dude.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I'm going to complain and totally something that can't even be changed. Okay, so you're going to complain about how the car was.
Well, I think it's because he is too young to get a real rental car.
Yeah.
So that's why he went to a
obviously
person.
Yeah.
But oh, that cracks me up so much. I remember. Do you remember One Day at a Time with Schneider and
Yeah.
Valerie
Mhm.
Bertinelli? And I guess the dad was going to buy the daughters some fancy car with power windows, and the mom made a comment. This is like early 70s or mid 70s.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, you wouldn't want them to hurt their hands rolling down the windows. And we thought that was hilarious back then. And now it'd be like, why would you have roll up window?
Yeah. I've caught myself where I've gotten into other cars and I'm used to the Prius now, just sort of hitting the button where it's like, oh, I gotta put the key. Where do I put the keys? Because I just throw the keys on the seat.
My kid does that to me. He's like, why do you have to use a key to start your truck? I'm like, because are we that freaking lazy?
Get with the times, Rob. My dad's so embarrassing. He still uses a key.
I know. I mean, I do like having the, the power unlock from the key fob, because you can mess with the kid as he's trying to get in or out.
I love that. He must get furious.
Well, because what he likes to do is he likes to climb in and like run around inside the truck, which pisses me off. It's just like, no, you get in, you get into your car seat, and we go.
Yeah.
So back to the tantrum thing. There used to be a website called assholeparents.com.
Yeah.
And I loved it because this is when Owen was that age.
Yeah.
But apparently it's no longer a site, but you can still find it. I think it was like on Reddit or something like that. They still have some examples.
Okay.
But so what it was is like parents would take pictures of their kids in the middle of a meltdown and then explain why they're having the meltdown. And that's why they were the asshole parent.
Yeah.
So I found some examples that I loved. This one, her shadow was following her and I did nothing about it. So I'm an asshole parent. I'm an asshole parent because I wouldn't let him eat goat poop.
Goat poop. That's a good one.
On Mother's Day, 2015, I'm the asshole parent because I didn't get her a Mother's Day present. You notice that with little kids, sometimes they're at a party and they realize they're not getting something and they just lose it.
Yeah.
This one was funny. I'm an asshole parent because I won't let him ride the dog like a horse. And there's a picture of the kid crying next to this tiny little beagle. Let's see. This kid was crying because I wouldn't let him run around the restaurant with a knife. So I'm an asshole parent.
A knife.
This one, it kind of makes you think how powerful little kids think parents are.
Yeah.
They're in front of the beach.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole parent because the waves were too strong and I couldn't make them stop.
Oh, yeah.
This kid was crying because I would not let him eat his father's deodorant. I wouldn't let him put the toilet brush in his mouth. I wouldn't close him in the refrigerator. I asked him if he wanted milk or juice, so I'm an asshole parent. The kid's just laying on the ground crying.
Yeah, how dare you even ask?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You should know. I wouldn't let her touch the dog's poop. I refused to let him stuff Play-Doh in the dog's ear. I wouldn't let him drink soap. This was a fun one. Wants me to paint her teeth with gold nail polish. This one was funny. The helicopter flew away, so I'm an asshole parent.
Oh, these are great.
Yeah. Oh, this one was gross. This one, I think you should just let her do it, but she won't let her have mayonnaise on her cereal. So I'm an asshole parent.
Oh,
You know what? Let them have mayonnaise on the cereal. That'll just fix itself.
Let them have one spoon. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I'm an asshole parent because I'm feeding him the Peeps that he begged for. I think it's just because the kid realized that Peeps are nasty.
Peeps always end up. Oli did that this year where she was like, oh, I want one. They look so delicious. I'm like, I'm sure you've had them before. She's like, all right. And that's a wasted buck right there. Because the second she bit one, she's like, oh, yeah. Like you have to eat them all now. No.
It amazes me that they still, I don't know, of all the candy companies that have gone out of business, Peeps still going is just amazing.
I don't understand how they could function where I don't know anyone who has ever gotten more than one bag.
Yeah.
to then go blah, blah, you know.
And it looks like it should be good, but it makes you think of the old like Hostess snowballs, the pink ones.
Oh yeah.
And
did
those,
you like those?
I don't know. I was a little fat kid. I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's two more. This kid was crying next to a bunch of books, and the book ran out of pages. Obviously, it's my fault, so I'm an asshole parent. I can relate because I get mad if it's a good book and it finishes. Because then I'm like, shit, now I got to find something else.
Mm-hmm.
And this last one was really, we interrupted her poo playing session. And it's a picture of a kid literally covered in shit.
Oh my God. Dang.
Totally in tears. I was like, oh, that's so gross.
Disgusting.
Yeah. So I put a link for those because there's hundreds more on there. And it used to be a whole site. I don't know why it stopped. It makes me sad because it was great. So I was looking for comedy clips regarding tantrums and, stand-up comedy because you figure there's got to be some.
Yeah.
All I got was page after page after page of Donald Trump throws tantrum.
Oh my God. It buried comedy.
So that was pretty annoying. So what I will do is I found there's a comedian named John Caparulo. Have you heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Funny dude, but he was telling a joke and apparently he did a Trump joke and someone in the audience did not care for it and threw their own tantrum. Here goes.
Oh my God.
Like the Washington Monument. I'm like, somebody got paid to design that shit? It's a fucking pencil. I mean, that's it. It's just a big fucking cement pencil. Some people think it looks like a dick, but I think they're saving that design for Trump's monument. No, fuck you, stupid.
So someone in the audience is yelling "fuck you" to him.
Yeah.
And getting up.
Yeah.
All right? What's it? What are you, his fucking mom? Get the fuck out of here. Oh God, am I the first one to dislike Trump? Oh my God, I must have invented disliking Donald Trump. Hey, on your way out, remember, you can suck my balls anytime you want, all right? Fucking break up my show, lady. You know what? You come up here and do this shit, and I will go fuck.
Oh,
So,
now it's not okay.
As she was getting up, she picked up a glass that was full of a drink and threw it right at him and hit him right in the chest.
Oh my God.
And it broke. And then he tries to throw a stool at her and stops.
Yeah.
And everyone booing here is booing the
girl. Yeah.
booing
lady.
the audience member. They just walked out.
Oh my God.
They're not booing him, but here goes. And then this is a lesson in how to deal with a shitty heckler.
Okay.
That hurt a little bit. All right, I'll admit that hurt. And see, right now, this is like. I heard she was a bitch, but. And right now, like, I still got to do comedy. You know, I mean, like you ever go to a family reunion and your uncle cusses out your grandma, you know, and somebody comes up like, who wants cake? You know, like, I gotta be the guy who goes, who wants cake? Dude, fucking, what the fuck was that? Did she get mad at anybody else for talking shit on Trump?
So
That's hilarious.
I love that.
I can't believe it's like the first thing. I'll go. It's like, then go.
Yeah. Well, and the audience was
How
saying,
do-
oh, she was being a bitch all night and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's a link for it in the show notes. You can, if you want to watch that whole thing. So he kept his cool, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was really going to throw the stool. It's just like, I got to do
No.
something.
No, he made it funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's like, we've all been at that family event where.
But yeah. A
Who wants
meltdown
cake?
happens. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Donald Trump has trumped comedy. He's ruined that word for me.
Dang it.
But yeah, there's no comedy about tantrums because it's all him. I mean, there was
That
a whole
sucks.
lot of stuff like Daily Show or, you know, stuff like that, making fun of him having tantrums, but nothing I could find.
Nothing on kids.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm trying to look for another cough drop so I don't keep having to mute to cough.
It's a lot better than finding something to spit in. So
Yeah,
look away.
see, I'm improving.
yeah, you are.
Um,
Remember the cough drops, the Luden's cherries ones? It didn't work for anything, but we just eat them like candy because they tasted good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, back to the tantrums. I found 3 articles. I'm going to go into one. It's just called Temper Tantrums by the Cleveland Clinic. And then there's others that are dealing with tantrums with older kids. And it pretty much mirrors this. So I'm not going to make you guys listen to the whole thing. But, a tantrum is just when a kid has an outburst that you can't explain, out of anger and frustration. And usually they're acting like that because they want something they can't express with words. So it's usually associated with little kids, not older kids. Apparently, it's a normal part of your kid's development. Usually kids have them about once a day. So it's to be expected. But that's from ages 1 to 4. This one freaked me out. It says if violent tantrums last longer than 15 minutes, it may be sign of a more serious problem. No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, my kid will have meltdowns, but it's never come near 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Scared. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what causes it could be frustration, wanting attention, wanting something like a treat or a toy, avoiding doing something, which is what my kid does before school, hunger, or even just being tired. I love this. A child's temper tantrum is not a reflection of poor parenting. I beg to differ. I guess just having a tantrum isn't bad, but what you do with it after is... They say, what should I do if my child throws a tantrum? And as I'm reading these, I'm going, oh, I handled all these wrong. I just
What
yelled.
does it say to do?
1, find a distraction. Like if you sense it starting, just point something out, interesting, or just to try to engage them in something else. Because it is pretty easy to distract a little kid. It's a lot tougher when they're older.
Like a firecracker or a flash grenade.
Whatever. It's like, oh, look at this. If you know a little magic trick, whip that out really quick. Just whatever. Stay calm. This is the one I fail because I remember how good things went when we did the Stop Yelling at Your Kid episode.
Yeah.
I actually did stop for like a month and it was great. I can't do it. Ignore the tantrum. That one's tough. If they understand that they're not going to get what they want from flipping out, then they're less likely to keep going.
Yeah.
Keep them in sight. So if you're going to ignore them, and let them, and this is the thing where I have a tough time because if you're in a store or something like that and they're flipping out, you can't just let them be there. But definitely don't just walk away from them and keep them safe. It's kind of like treat it like a kid having a seizure.
Yeah.
Don't let them run into anything.
No.
Try not to give in or change your mind because then they know, hey, this works. This one was funny. Do not hit, bite, or kick back. I had a buddy that had a pit bull that nipped him and he bit the dog back, which was hilarious. And then what do you do after? Offer praise for calming down. I have a tough time with that one. Acknowledge their feelings. It's like, I understand why you're frustrated. That's actually a good one. I need to work on that one.
That's a good one.
Teach your kid to label emotions. It's like, so they understand. So instead of flipping out, they can say, I was being ignored, or I wanted this, or I was hungry. Teach them how to handle strong emotions. If it's something about just being independent, like, hey, you can go to the closet or the pantry and grab this snack so you don't flip out because you're hungry.
Yeah.
Set a good example because I've seen grown people flip out over shit. Like, like that asshole that wasted $15,000 at Disney World because he didn't want to get a temperature taken.
Yeah.
And got arrested.
Yeah. That's an adult tantrum. Yeah.
And then to prevent a temper tantrum, give them choices, which makes sense. Because at least they feel like, where they're powerless, they feel like they had some control, even though it's, do you want broccoli or do you want Brussels sprouts?
Yeah.
You chose Brussels sprouts, prepare for transitions, meaning like, leaving the house, just getting them ready for that, let them know it's coming.
Yeah. That one's important. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Check food and sleep. If they're not, if they haven't eaten since this morning and it's 4 PM, hey, guess what? He's going to be crabby. Then it says, when should you talk to your medical provider? If they persist or get worse after the age of 4, if they hurt themselves or someone else or damage property during a tantrum. This one freaked me out. If your child holds their breath during a tantrum, especially if they faint.
Wow. Dang.
I know,
that's commitment.
Exactly.
Commitment to the tantrum.
Your child has headaches, stomach aches, and anxiety, and you feel frustrated and unsure of how to handle the tantrum safely. So I don't know. I mean, it's a normal thing. It's just, it sounds like you can make it so much better or worse based on how you react. I'm realizing I have to change my approach because I get a tantrum every morning before he starts school. Or Kim gets a tantrum every morning before he starts school. But now that I'm here, I get to see it. And I automatically just flip out and go, God damn it, just sit down.
Just do your work. Everybody's got to do their work.
And, and of course he goes on to, the lesson because he's doing the distance learning. And he's probably like the only kid that starts out the day crying. It's like, God damn it, we're going to get arrested. But, and then, like I said, the other articles, which there are links for, what you need to know to navigate tantrums beyond toddlerhood, and then 8 top tips for dealing with an older child's tantrum. And it's pretty much the same stuff we just talked about, acknowledging their wants and needs and, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And, when you get tired from dealing with your kids' tantrums and all that bullshit, you need a little boost. Get Seattle Gummy Company's mocha shots.
Yes.
High energy mocha shots. They're caffeinated gummies. Each gummy is equal to 1 cup of coffee, but goes into you 5 times faster than a regular cup of coffee and is half the price of what you would spend at a chain coffee shop. They've got all sorts of different flavors now. They also have immunity boosts, which are not caffeinated. They're just like pretty much vitamin gummies. They've got the CBD ones.
You probably need all 3 for dealing with your kid. You need the
much.
CBD, the immunity, and the boost.
Yeah, the CBD, so I don't flip out on the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then after, all that, once he does get that caffeine boost. But it's a great product. I can't say enough good stuff about it. Mike and I have both had the high energy mocha shots for over a year now. And they definitely help pull me out of a hole. So click the link in the show notes, enter the code StandUpDads15 and get 15% off your order. Seattle Gummy Company, Stand Up Dad, tested and approved. Get shit done. So that brings us to the bad dad this week. This guy is extra special. I just couldn't believe the headline when I saw it. White supremacist abandoned his child for over an hour so he could brutally assault a black man.
Oh my God.
So this was in Iowa just this week. 2 Iowa men have been charged with a hate crime after they allegedly assaulted a black man while yelling racial slurs. Joseph Rossing, 35, and Robert Shelton, 49, have both been charged with assault, causing bodily injury and violations of individual rights. So apparently these 2 guys were selling scooters. And I don't know if they were motorized or what, but they were trying to keep the street clear so people could ride them so they could sell them.
Yeah.
And then I guess they kept telling this one guy to get out. According to the Des Moines Register, the victim told police he slowed his car to tell Rossing and Shelton to get their children out of the street where they were riding scooters.
Yeah.
Which he's being responsible.
Yeah.
The victim said that Shelton yelled at him and then both men approached his vehicle and pried his locked car door open.
Oh my God.
They were assaulting him and yelling racial slurs, and the guy got a bunch of facial injuries, which caused him to bleed on the road, his car, and his shirt.
Jesus.
So these guys are busted. And also, this is the best part, Rossing is facing additional charges of child endangerment because he left his 9-year-old in the vehicle for over an hour while the incident occurred.
Oh my God.
So Joseph Rossing, you're our bad dad of the week. What the?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so much wrong wrapped up in that one.
Yeah. Yeah. No entitlement to think you can shut down a street because you want to do stuff.
And the guy was like, hey, keep your kids out of the road because I'm going to run them down.
Have people move out of the way, just like we did as kids when you play like football on the street. Get out of the way so the car can go by.
Yeah.
But no, you guys are going to shut down the street and tell people
that was a standard thing. It would just go car and everyone would run to the sidewalks.
Yeah.
And then the car would go, okay. And then
assholes.
Just do it like in a parking lot or something
somewhere else. Yeah, totally.
It blows my mind. And it's such a tense thing for racial relations right now. We just had the George Floyd verdict come out this week,
Mhm.
and it's just everyone sitting on like a powder keg right now. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Well, email us. Tell us what you think at thestandupdads@gmail.com. Subscribe and rate us. It's how the show grows. And if you want to hire someone to draw a picture of your kid throwing a tantrum because you won't let them eat poop, who would they write to?
You'd write to Pencil for Hire. That's pencil, FORhire.com, or Pencil for Hire on Instagram. I don't know if I talked about it on here before. The only one I can think of for Oli was Hello Kitty, the Sanrio store, when she was little.
I think we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, but go ahead.
Dude, yeah, that's her best tantrum that she hates talking about, where, I don't know, she was probably like 3 and didn't want to leave there because she liked the little cart you could push around and stuff. And she threw her whole body on the ground in the door, like face down. So funny, man. That one's my favorite of hers.
I've seen your kid have some good ones when she was little.
Yeah, that was the biggest one I've seen. But yeah, do you remember another one? I can't remember another.
I just remember thinking, holy fuck, because this is before I had a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, geez, why would you want to do that?
Yeah, why would you have a kid? This is awful.
For all you guys thinking about having another, think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mike doesn't want to promote it, but he has a comic book collection or a comic collection called Clumsy Love. There's a link in the show notes. It's a great comic collection. Just click it, check it out. And you got shit else to do. There's a pandemic going on. And again, Seattle Gummy Company. Click the link in the show notes. Enter the code StandUpDads15. Get 15% off your order. And finally, get my side project, The Gag on This podcast. I do that with my buddy Nick. And we interview comics from all over the country and have a great time doing it. This week, our comic flaked. We were supposed to record on 420, and apparently they overindulged, as well as one of our co-hosts said, sorry, smoked too much pot to show up on time. But we still had a show anyway and had a great time. So check it out. Yeah, so check out Gag on This podcast. And I just cannot think of a good way to end it. So I'll end it there. See you guys next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Thing I want to say is thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.